All right, so the Cavs, they just blew another lead to the Indiana Pacers. I had to go check my calendar and make sure that it's actually July 10th because it felt like May watching the end of that game all over again. But no, the Cavs, they just blew their first game of the Summer League. At least the stakes are a lot lower this time. And, I'm not pressed about a Summer League game. It's not that important. It's the Summer League championship isn't the one that I care much about. But I did want to do a quick video just recapping, giving my instant reaction to this first game from Vegas. I was really excited to see how a few of these Cavs young guys would look in their first game, and a few of them did not disappoint, right? So I want to start off right away. Naquan Tomlin was balling today. Get ready to learn about this dude if you haven't already, all right? We did a podcast on him a while back. I know Mac Perry and other Cavs creators have done a good job covering him throughout the last few months, but to quickly summarize, Tomlin, this is a guy who, yes, he's 24 already, so he's a little bit older as a prospect. This is only going to be his second year in the NBA, but he didn't start playing organized basketball until after high school, right? And so he's been making these huge strides ever since then. And because of how weird and unorthodox his developmental path has been, there could still be a decent runway for him to continue getting better because of how late he was to starting his career. So Tomlin last year, he was a standout with the charge. He's a 6'9" forward, a little skinny, right? So he can't really play the five, but he's a modern forward. Modern power forward rather, because of that his handle, some good athleticism, and he has a gift for scoring the ball. And so all of this showed in game one in the summer league, right? He scored a game high 30 points. He did it all in a variety of ways. He started this game on fire. He barely missed any shots in this game, right? He had these drives to the hoop where he gets downhill, lowers his shoulder, and then just rams through defenders to get to the rim. He had a couple where he hit his defender with a Euro step. He had a few rolls to the basket where he caught the ball, took his time, pivoted around the defense for a bucket. And all the while, he had a handful of three-pointers drop, which just put a nice cherry on top of this offensive game from Tomlin. So if Tomlin is able to space the floor like this and continue to attack open space, use his size to get buckets at the rim in creative ways, then, like I said, he's a modern NBA power forward who fits really well with this Cavs team as a backup big. This was only one summer league game, but I do think, we talked about this live on the Playback stream, which, by the way, follow Fear the Sword on playback.tv so you can watch these summer league games with us moving forward. But we talked about how when it comes to judging the summer league, it's kind of a pass or fail basis, right? You grade everyone as either pass or fail. So basically, if someone does good in summer league, then they get a passing grade, and you just hope that it translates because you understand that it might not translate to the NBA. You just hope that it will. But if someone does bad in summer league, that's honestly more concerning. Obviously, there's exceptions to all of this, but generally, if you're going to be a rotational player in the NBA, then you should be able to pass the bar in summer league, right? And so far, Tomlin is passing that bar. That doesn't mean he's going to be a rotational player next year, but this is just the first hurdle that you expect guys to be able to clear at this stage. And so Tomlin, he was great today. I'm excited to see more of him moving forward. I also thought Jaylen Tyson, the 20th pick in last year's draft, looked really good through the first three quarters of this game. He had the ball in his hands a lot. He's basically playing point guard because Craig Porter Jr. unfortunately hurt his hamstring early on in this game and didn't play much. So it ended up being a lot of Jaylen Tyson running the offense. And it looked pretty good for most of the game, right? If you remember Tyson, when he finally got the ball in his hands towards the end of Summer League last year, he looked really good as an on-ball distributor, and he made a lot of really simple but effective reads as the ball handler. He did a good job running the pick and roll today. He dropped a bunch of pocket passes right where they needed to be. Tyson's honestly a big reason why Tomlin played so good because Tyson was just hooking him up on the pick and roll every single time. He also kicked it out to shooters. He threw a few lobs along the way. So overall, I thought Tyson, he read the floor very well. And through the first three quarters, he was picking Indiana's defense apart, just consistently making the right read. Nothing too special or flashy, but just recognizing where the open man was and getting them the ball with a few different type of deliveries, right? The pocket pass, the lob, the kickouts. Tyson also hit a few three-pointers off the catch in this game, which was good to see. I think that's an important key to his development, is being more of an off-ball player. The on-ball stuff was great, but in terms of how, what context he plays with the Cavs, being able to hit some catch-and-shoot threes is going to be important. The reason why I keep saying that Tyson was good in the first three quarters, though, is because once Indiana started pressuring the ball with some intensity, I think Tyson started to fade into the background a little bit. He no longer was as effective, and truthfully, no one on the Cavs was effective. No one on the Cavs could break the point of attack defense against Indiana, which feels very reminiscent of the playoffs last year. I feel like I just said this 4 weeks ago about the Cavs. This team, they were just really hurting for some additional ball handling once Greg Porter went down. Rookie Tyrese Proctor, the Cavs' latest draft pick, I thought struggled the most in this regard. He had a few threes early in the game in the first half where you can just see how great of an off-ball shooter he is, right? He's such a functional player off the ball. He had a play where he flies off a down screen, sets his feet, knocks down a three-pointer, all in one, brisk, smooth motion. That was really impressive, and that will bode really well for him when he gets to the NBA. The problem was in the second half, when the Cavs tried to put the ball in his hands a little more, it wasn't very pretty. All right, he got bottled up just about every time. Couldn't turn the corner or get around his man. Couldn't break anyone down with his dribble. He turned it over at least once or twice in those situations. He had another one where he just kind of forced up a really tough shot out of desperation. I have some concerns about Proctor's on-ball creation because that was already an area of weakness entering the draft cycle for him. And so it's only one game. It's only the summer league. But like I said, he's not passing that bar right now. So I'm going to be watching that closely moving forward. It was only his first game. Maybe there was some jitters, some nervousness. We'll be keeping an eye on it. And wrapping up this video, a quick shout out to Niang, the other Cavs draft pick. I thought he really impacted the game with his athleticism and hustle. I thought he did a really good job of, doing the dirty work in the second half when Indiana was making their run. His defense started to pop, especially when in the fourth quarter, it seemed like the Cavs might be able to hold Indiana at bay. They were regaining the momentum. Unfortunately, all the turnovers and fouls just added up to be too much in the end, but I thought Niang did a really good job of just playing his role and, like I said, doing the dirty work and almost bringing this game back to a victory for Cleveland. But hey, it is what it is. The actual results of these games don't matter all that much. We're mainly just trying to get a look at these prospects. And so overall, I loved what I saw from Tomlin. I liked what I saw from Tyson and Niang. And I'm a little bit concerned about what I saw from Proctor, especially when he's on the ball. But let me know what you thought about this game. If you watched it, leave me a comment, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you so much for watching my video. With all that being said, go Cavs.